Welcome to episode 4 of Channel Moments. This is a special episode for two reasons. First, this will be an outdoor bouldering vlog at one of my favorite places on the planet, Cooper's Rock State Forest in West Virginia. Second, this will be a two-part episode, with the second part coming out a few days after this video is posted. For this episode, I wanted to focus on basic tips for climbing outdoors, including some ethics. Ethics are particularly important for climbing as a whole because having poor ethics gives people reasons to prohibit climbing. Some important basic ethical guidelines include staying on marked trails when possible, brushing tick marks, not climbing on wet rock, especially fragile sandstone, keeping noise at an appropriate volume, and of course, leaving no trace. By following these steps, we can be good stewards and ensure future generations can continue to enjoy climbing outside. My wife and I don't always consistently climb outside since we both work and have other responsibilities. This was our first multi-day climbing trip in 5 months. We climbed 2 days on, took a rest day, then had one more full day of climbing. Some of the most valuable things you can do for a climbing trip are doing research beforehand and having a goal. Doing research helps you know what boulders are around and how to get to them, so you don't waste valuable time wandering around the woods. You can use apps like Mountain Project or Kaya, but you can also ask locals for recommendations and directions. For shorter climbing trips, I prioritize getting on more quality lines, regardless of grade, rather than just projecting 1 or 2 climbs, but this also depends. It is good to have a couple harder climbs on your list to at least try, so you can come back to them in the future. Of course, this depends on your personal goals. I took my wife and my friend Andrew to this popular boulder called the Mushroom or Picnic Boulder, which is actually the first place I ever climbed outside. This first boulder, Humpy, is a powerful test piece of the area with a surprisingly tricky top out. It was a bit harder for my wife since the feet are either small or pretty far away, but she figured out beta that worked for her. To the right of Humpy is a really fun V12 called Grumpy, which I tried about 9 years ago. It follows flat jugs and slopers out of the roof with good heel hooks, and you flop yourself over the lip of the boulder with more slopers. I managed to do it on my first try this trip, and Andrew followed suit shortly after. Next, we got on this V7 that I had tried about 6 years ago, but couldn't figure out the top out. The top out was still tricky, but it wasn't too high off the ground, so it was a good one to build confidence with some falls. I've seen some comments asking how to learn to commit to moves at greater heights, and I think the best way is to slowly expose yourself just outside your comfort zone. This top out had a great landing area, and I could bail off the moves, so taking the fall a couple times helped us commit to the mantle. After a few tries, we figured out the move, although Andrew made it look a lot nicer than I did. Next, I wanted Andrew to get on this classic V5/6 called either Ship's Prow or Benthic Dweller. Yeah, come on. Nice, Andrew, come on. Come on, there's a good foot. Yeah, come on, Andrew. Nice. Stand up tall, come on. Good, it's all good. Bad feet but good crimps in the roof lead to good holds at the lip of the roof, and you have to do a tough lock off with a good left heel to get to the top. Come on. Right hand in that, at the very top of it, on the pod. Come on. Let's go, Rizzler, come on. Come on, keep going, keep going, keep going. Nice, dude, so strong. Andrew got a really impressive flash of this one. I had already done Benthic Dweller a couple years ago, but there are so many variations once you reach the lip of the roof, so I decided to traverse over to the crux of this sandbagged V3 on the right, called Pounding the Pooch. This was a great way for me to get mileage on the rock since I had not been climbing outside. At this point, I was getting used to climbing outside again and decided to get on some boulders at areas I haven't been to yet. In the next area, there was this excellent V4 called Tribute to John Gill, which we all did. To the left of John Gill is this V7 called Appalachian Hustle, which I've seen many videos of for the past year. Depending on what beta you choose, you use good crimps and big moves, or smaller crimps and smaller moves. Of course, I decided to use beta with bigger holds. I really wanted to flash it, so let's see how it went. After figuring out my feet, I committed to the jump at the top and managed to get the flash. A couple of my friends, Tom, Eli, and Lev, met up with us at this point, and Tom and Eli also managed to send Appalachian Hustle. Tom also posted a vlog of this climbing trip on his own YouTube channel, so go check that out and I'll put the link in the video description below. For the next couple of hours, we split up and people decided to project some climbs. Unfortunately, I didn't get videos of them projecting, but I'll be trying harder climbs in the second part of this vlog. My skin was starting to get worn down and we were climbing the next day, so I found one more boulder to do. This climb is called Above the Coffin and it was originally given V8, but a dyno that skips the bad holds makes it closer to V6. The tricky part about this is that there is a coffin-sized rock right under the dyno, so it makes it difficult to commit to, and the top out is relatively high. I also really wanted to flash this to test my mental fortitude outside. I made sure I was comfortable with the pad setup and told Eli how I wanted him to move the pads after I stuck the dyno. I did manage to flash it, and Andrew, Eli, and Tom sent shortly after. That was it for the first day, but here are some of the easier climbs we warmed up on for the second day. This V5 was called Unplugged, and it was surprisingly tricky and technical. My wife Grace almost flashed it, but dry fired on the last hard move. I tried to use her beta on the flash, but it didn't work out for me. After figuring out different beta, I sent, then Eli and Grace did too. The last climb I'll include in this video is this really fun but kinda sketchy V2. You walk up this easy slab to reach a crimp at the lip of the roof above you, then reach for a flat jug. The top out is a bit sketchy because there was loose rock and dirt. If you happen to pull loose rock off the wall, it's important to tell your spotters as soon as it happens so they can get out of the way. It also would have been a good idea for us to check out the top out beforehand to clean it off and check for anything sketchy. Just press straight up, Eli. Eli loves stepping on those roofs. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like these outdoor climbing videos, I have a ton more on my channel. If you have any questions or requests for videos, please leave them in the comments below. And I'll see you guys in the second part of this vlog.